things that we've got going on in the group is obviously everyone through the non-conforming tagging situation, what we're doing with it. Again, it is completely different. So we are having 2 more trainings on it. We've already answered a lot of questions, but we have a half a page of questions yesterday. We're trying to figure out what to do with. So again, this is the opportunity every time we're training that we can go through that to get the better understanding of how it needs to happen, okay? It's completely different. Material movement tagging, we're gonna ask, do we do that again? Ann and Lewis did it before with the end of run tag and the green tag. We wanna go through that again. We had some questions on it, so we wanna make sure we understand what we're doing there again. Then we have the instructions. We wrote some wrote some instructions on how to do like, what we even said, PC 71 and 73. So Honeywell calls and orders parts. We got to check and see, do we have raw material? Once we put the bill of material in there, do we have enough material we currently have, right? So if we currently have the material, we want to take the order and get it out the door as soon as possible, right? If we don't have the material, then there's a whole different process we need to go through, right? Then we need to talk about lead time, when we're going to get the material, when the parts will be done. So we're trying to write an instruction to say that how do we look to see if we have non-committed material and what's committed so that we can look forward. So that'll help us with our inventory turns on raw material over this next quarter. We're still working on the current state of partials. What's happening, if you look at our finished goods, and I think Manny will back me up on this, if you walk down the aisle, all the finished goods locations are turned into partial locations. I mean, it's just we keep building on parcel after parcel because we're not pulling them out when we're running. So what happens is now we have 3 spots taken up with 3 boxes half full, of like InSinkErator, and yet we're running on the press because we're shipping it right away. So we got to start getting the process. So we're going to work on the process of getting those out there. Steve has already worked on removing internal stocks, stuff that we've done. I want to say Honeywell's probably 10 years ago. So we got to pull them off, right? Because we're carrying inventory and we're not turning that. So we're moving that. So we're going to do some partial training, transfer log training, and then reports. We're working on reports with Brad on how we're going to do press cleanup. Knowing that if we have multiple parts, how do we know where the parts are at? If it says it's at B26C, and we have 2 part numbers there, is it in inbound, or is it put away, or is it at the press? So we're trying to come up with a report to print out to help us with that. Okay? So we are making quite a bit of headway on those areas, but we're still having complaints from our customer because we don't have parts, right? It says we have them, we don't have them, so that's critical. That's why end of run is critical, all right? That we make sure we got everything cleared up, all right? So we got a lot going on today.